Well, we've talked a lot about the schedule lately, so is it strange to have a little break, if you like, from competitive Championship football?
It does feel strange, yeah. I'm not going to lie. It's obviously you get these weekends with the FA Cup and stuff, and different things that go on in the season. But nice time to take a little breather for a day or two after the Middlesbrough game and reflect and refine certain bits of what we did well after that game and look at a few bits to improve. And then got to get the lads in this week and get some good work in again and keep the preparations going, really.
If on one hand you're as good as your last game, then the whole place must be buzzing after that come from behind win against Middlesbrough. But just generally, how are you assessing recent form, both home and away?
Yeah, ongoing, okay, pretty good in patches, not so good in other patches. I think what you get throughout the football season is them ups and downs and inconsistency in certain phases of the game. And I think obviously you speak to Liam quite regularly, and we've seen real consistent behaviours in the phases for us through Middlesbrough, and showed some really good signs. And we have done numerous times this year, so every day we're working on that. We're working to keep getting better, keep trying to improve and every aspect of the game. So hopefully the end product of that by the time the end of the season comes is a team playing the Bristol City way and a team playing with plenty of energy.
But the exciting thing is that you're in the mix, aren't you, going into the final straight when we get back into action on Tuesday?
Mix for
playoffs.
I think, listen, I think it's a real exciting time, really, in terms of one for players who have worked really hard from pre-season all the way through the season to have things to look forward to in terms of the next game and where that may take the football club. But I think for us, the message has always been the same. It's useless talking about things that in February when the season runs till May. So for us, it's a gradual journey of wanting to be better and trying to keep improving what we do, and it'll get us where we get to. Hopefully, it gets us to a nice place and everyone can have a real positive end of the season. But I think for us, it's an ongoing journey of progression and trying to make the football club better.
I know throughout the whole season with George Earthy, you've been pleased with his attitude and the performances when he gets some game time. But what will those two goals? What could those two goals do for his season at Bristol City?
Yeah, I hope the team, that's for sure. I think that's what we keep talking to George around is bring some of his training performances into the games when he gets the opportunity. And I don't think he's still stopped smiling, to be honest. He's a beautiful kid, he's a great lad, and it's such a pleasure to work with him, with his work ethic and some of the qualities that he brings. And him as a human being, first and foremost, it's a credit to his parents and really a credit to the system he's come through at West Ham with some of his behaviours. So yeah, for him it's about, hey, listen, keep smiling, keep enjoying your football, and whatever opportunities he does get, keep trying to make that impact.
You can't speak for him, but did he need those goals, do you think, to just up things a level?
I can't speak for him.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, to get to,
from my point of view, from my point of view.
Yeah, because I was thinking, like at Oxford, where I think Liam talked about, that chance where it didn't go in. Had it gone in, then it might have turned a corner, but maybe Middlesbrough has turned the corner now.
I think margins every player, but obviously he wouldn't be if he's not a good player, and he wouldn't be if we didn't believe he could contribute and make impact for where we want to get as a football club. So he's definitely had a real good energy about him this week. But again, for me, it's around him just being and just backing himself and playing with confidence and belief, and hopefully them goals give him that.
With Sinclair Armstrong, is it fair to say that given that he's starting games at the moment, is he looking as confident as he has since he joined the club? Because we forget how young he is when he joined the club in the summer. There's going to be ups and downs, but he is looking confident at the moment. Yeah,
there still will be ups and downs, as with all players, but I definitely think you see signs of Sink's progression and kind of getting to grips with how we want him to play and how the manager wants him to play. So he's shown some really good signs in games. He's clean in terms of some of his technical actions from where he was at, but again, it's another case of we know his strengths, we know how good he could be and what he can be. So it's about him backing himself really, and these remaining 12 games, giving it everything he can with whatever opportunities he does get.
Presumably, would a goal now be the icing on the cake? Would that take him to an even bigger level?
I think it'd be important for him, but I think the way we judge him is slightly different in terms of we look at a lot of other things around his impact and what he does for others and how we play as a team when he's in the team, and same for Naki and whoever's been in that position this year. They all bring different things and different strengths, and we've tried to use them at different moments to give us a different edge against whatever opposition we're playing. So definitely I think for him it would be really important for us. We we see Sinks every day and see his strengths and see what he can do.
In terms of team news, has the rest been beneficial for maybe one or two bumps and bruises going into the Millwall game?
Yeah, well, as we are really for after the Millwall game, really. So yeah, I think it's always at this point in the season what you do get is when you do win, it's quite nice and it's quite refreshing when you come in and then bumps and bruises that when you don't pick up points are a big thing, become pretty minute. So lads have been great this week. So yeah, we're running as we were.
It was good to have Cam Pring back, wasn't it, on Friday? Ultimately, does he now need games to get back to full fitness? Yeah,
no, nice. I say Pringy's obviously been a big part of the group and a big part of the football club over numerous seasons now. So nice for him. Good to make impact when he come on. I thought he controlled the cutback really well for the first goal, and it was really nice to see him in that position. So yeah, it's about him building up now, and competition again is huge within the group. So we're delighted to have that competition back.
Yeah, Millwall with Alex Neil now in charge. At the Den, it's always going to be a tough test, isn't it?
It's a beautiful one, and I really mean that. I think they're in a really good run of form, really good management team in there. A team that is, I think they're unbeaten in the last 3. I think they've lost 1 in 9 or 10 games, and going along pretty nicely for them. So for us, it's a real good challenge again, and it's more so being us, trying to go and do us again there, and trying to have our impact on the game and show what type of team we want to be and what we've been working towards really throughout these months, and it's one we should be looking forward to.
Absolutely, and we were saying to Zach that you've found some real momentum at Ashton Gate, away from home. Not many defeats, but a lot of draws as well. What would it mean to turn those draws into wins?
Yeah, huge. I think it is. Obviously, the difference between 1 point and 3 points speaks for itself, so it'd be nice. But again, it doesn't come if you don't have the platform and the performance. I think you have to earn the right, especially going to Millwall. We have to earn the right through the fight, the scrap, and the endeavour and the sheer will to try and scrape something for the game, and then hopefully then go and show our qualities with the football. The TV deal takes the edge off this last question, but 3 o'clock on Saturday, what are you and the players doing? Yeah, well, we're obviously training tomorrow morning. We'll probably be still looking at different bits going into the busy period after Millwall we've got. So as staff, the players hopefully will be at home resting or sat in front of Soccer Saturday and trying to enjoy the results coming in.
Thank you. See you next week.
Not a problem.
Chris, you mentioned looking back at the Middlesbrough game. Is there anything in particular that stood out to you, that's really stood out in a positive or negative way looking back at it, the second watch?
I've been through numerous times, and we've had some good discussions on it as a group really with the players, and I just think it was a connected performance and an aligned performance where kind of we did every phase as a group. And I know it sounds pretty simple, but what you do get with an opposition team trying to stop you and 11 other players on our team, sometimes you get disconnects in terms of some of the behaviour stuff and some of the timing and stuff. But I just thought it was a real aligned performance and professional performance, and I think ultimately with this group we know it's in there. We've seen it multiple times. It's around the group believing in themselves and showing the courage, and everybody getting behind the group really to try and produce them types of performances.
Because when Ashton Gate's like that, it's so hard for opposition teams to play that the crowd were up for it from minute one. Do you think that does have an impact on the group on the pitch?
Yeah, I think the players obviously enjoy that, but I think the players also, they made that happen with their performance, and I think obviously the supporters then got behind the team, which is really important. And it'll be the same again going into the game Millwall. We have to try and put on a performance what kind of connects the support with the team on the pitch and help each other, drive each other on really, yeah.
Can you take much from the game at Ashton Gate against them earlier this season, given how much has changed there?
Not particularly. I just think we look at our own journey again around. Obviously they've had a change in management and stuff since then. So for us, and it sounds quite cliche and boring, but it is genuinely, can we kind of keep chugging along on our journey and get closer to where we want to be as a group and as a collective really, and that for me is the signs of it, but the consistency is the real key part for us.
If we can just check in on a couple of longer term injuries. I know Liam said about a month ago you were hoping to up Eamon Benarous's workload in the next few weeks. Where's he at the moment?
Still following a programme with the medical staff. There's no real updates really on Eamon throughout that.
So still fair way away?
Yes, definitely, yeah.
And Josh Campbell-Slowey, is he in contention? I know Liam said he was hoping to have him back in training this week.
Yeah, he'd done a little bit. He had to come out of training yesterday, so we're just waiting to have a little update on that. But he's looked good, Josh. He's obviously a young player that we're hoping that he'll do well in the future.
Do you know what sort of injury that is?
It's just the same as what it was before, yeah. So it's just muscular.
Okay. having this whole week on the training ground, given the small group that you've got at the moment because of other injuries, does that change how you have to, the workload of players, do you have to take into consideration the fact you've got a few missing in certain areas?
Yeah, I think you look, we periodise everything anyway in terms of the tactical and the physical. So throughout the course of the year, we kind of work to a certain way of working, and there's always adaptive methods within that. So yeah, for sure, I think you look at the feel of the group, the momentum of the group, the energy on certain days, and we're not prescriptive. We have plans, but obviously we react off what we see and the gut feel of what we see in sessions. So it's been good. The lads have working in a way where they're used to us now, and obviously being adaptable on certain things in training. So yeah, it's been a good week.
Zach's mentioned how any grey areas in the system or anything, having a whole week training has allowed him to clarify that. Do you think it's come at a good time just to, I guess, catch up and reflect on a few technical bits?
Yeah, no, I think for us the players now, and I think the showed signs at Middlesbrough was starting to understand how we wanted to look, and people go, well, that should be straight away, and it should be, if you're coaching's right and all this, it should be with it overnight. You should be able to see a team go from here to 100% winning every week. But I think naturally, we had session 132, I think it was, this morning throughout the season. And the amount of work these boys do, it takes time. And I think you can look throughout the season, and every team I've ever worked with, from under 7 all the way through to the first team, it takes time to bed in ideas and behaviours and certain expectations. One, what we have on the players, but two, what they have on us in terms of what they expect from us. But then I think where we're at now with the group is it's peer to peer. So they're dragging each other along and really kind of pushing each other to try and get better. So no, I think the way we work, we're at a point now in the season you should start hopefully seeing some consistency, and I said there has been some good signs of that.
Defensively, how impressed have you been with Zach Viner and Rob Dickie, particularly since Luke McNally was ruled out? I know a few fans have mentioned Rob in particular. I feel like he's really shown signs of taking over almost both players' role.
Hey, they're good players. That's why they're here and that's why they play. So love working with them. Great characters first and foremost, and then I think what they have got now, obviously over numerous years, they've got games in the legs at this level, and they're starting to understand actually what it takes to perform consistently at the level. I think over the last few seasons, you look at the results, pretty up and down, and in terms of the team collective. Even last year when we come in, it was up and down, and we had a good run at the end of the season to kind of finish strong. But I think now what the challenge for us all year has been trying to break that mediocrity and try and push the club and push the players to a level of understanding how to win. And again, that doesn't happen overnight, and also that doesn't happen in one season, 18 months. I think it takes time and evolution as a football club to get there where you want to get. But them boys definitely play a big part in that.
Just finally for me, obviously, confirmation this week that Yuhira-Kawa's move to be made permanent. How impressed have you been with him so far, and just how far do you think he can go? Yeah,
again, I've spoke before about you. He's great. He's a credit to himself and his family, the way he's come over and adjusted to England, which honestly, it couldn't be probably any further away from what he's used to. So English is slowly getting better. I know Liam sat on a call with him the other day with his language instructors, and we're trying to help that process. And he's a big part of the group. The lads love him. Real good character. I think again, he probably feels like he's on his third season really in the last 18 months with the amount of football and the amount of time he's had to play, obviously over the different countries as well. So I think he's had a kind of period where he's been out of the team, which has been good for him to adjust and rest and see the demands. And I say it's up to us really to pick the times when to use him and when not to use him, to give him a little bit of a break hopefully in the summer, and then get him come back firing. But he could be one hell of a player for the football club.